Hello, hi Rajuji. This is Kamal here from mirasangeet.com
Uh,
and a warm welcome to you on our show Chat and Chai once again.
Hi Kavalji, Pranam, how are you?
Pranam Rajuji, I'm absolutely fine. How about you?
Everything is good.
So Rajuji, we do have a few
Yeah, go ahead.
queries today as well, but before that, I was just wanting to ask you a little bit about the questions you received on your Twitter account about which we were just talking. I'm sure it's going to be of general interest to all our listeners here. So a little bit on the questions that you've received on Twitter and you wanted to talk about them.
Gee, I have been receiving from our community of immigrants, and when I say community, I just don't mean Indians, I mean everyone who is interested in
Mm-hmm.
US immigration. I've received questions. I have my Twitter account open in front of me, and I'm looking at it. Um, some of these, I think there are three, four sets of issues that are important for everyone. I'm going to try to wrap them up very quickly
Sure.
because I know our time here is limited. So, one of the issues is when do I think that the work authorization for spouses of H-1B workers are going to come into effect? Well, first of all, uh, a quick overview. There is now a regulation pending that will allow certain spouses of H1 holders to work in the United States. Okay, and
Okay.
the way that has been or that is going to be implemented is this, at least so far.
Mm-hmm.
If you have your I-140 approved,
Right.
or if you are in the post 6 years of your H1, people who are in this process will know. So if you're in your seventh, eighth, ninth year of H1, your spouse can then get work authorization. They have to apply for it. It will be given between 1 and 2 years at one go. That hasn't been decided yet. So you must meet one of the two requirements. Either I-140 is approved or your seventh, eighth, ninth year of H1 is going on. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now, right now, the regulation is under notice and comment period, which basically
Mm-hmm.
means people from the general public are looking at the proposed regulation, commenting upon it. I think that goes on till July. Even if they are very, very fast, I don't think it's going to get implemented till August, September. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So that's one part that I wanted to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing I wanted to discuss was people have been asking me about the H1 lottery. Several issues were raised about the H1 lottery. For example, when is the last date till which I could be receiving my receipt so that I can know I've been selected in the lottery or not? And the answer is
Yes.
today, June 4th, I think there is hardly any chance that any more receipts are left. If you have not received so far any receipts from the government on your H1, chances are you have not been selected in the lottery. Okay,
Okay.
that
Okay.
is my guess. There is no way I
Mm-hmm.
can give you 100% accurate answer, but I think that's how it is. Another thing that they were
All right.
asking me on on Twitter was that have we received any returns on the cases that were not selected? And the answer is yesterday we received our first 6 returns. Okay,
Okay.
these were the two sets of issues. Let me just take a quick look if there's anything else that I missed.
Okay.
Somebody asked me, sir, can you help me check online visa status? And the answer is these days, government organizations have everything on the internet, at least for the United States. They can, you can just go online and check. You don't really need a lawyer to do this for you.
Mm-hmm.
Then, let's see. Oh, somebody made a very interesting observation. They said, if let's say certain number of people have been selected in the lottery, what if their cases are rejected? What happens to those visas that are spilling over because of the rejection? And I said, as far as I know, there is no official policy of reallocating those visas. Then this person, very alert individual, I'm happy to talk with people like that, sent me
Mm-hmm.
a 2009 federal registration, or actually 2011 Federal Register notification saying that the government will be allocating those visas. And I said, look, that was, to the best of my knowledge, it hasn't happened for the last 3 4 years. And the regulation that you showed me from 2009, I don't think it was ever implemented. And I really don't have time to go and research all of these issues. But we are practicing lawyers. We deal with the situation day in, day out. I do not know of any government policy announced that would reallocate those visas that fall into misuse or disuse because of cases that are not approved. Okay, those were the three, four issues I wanted to address. One last issue that somebody brought up, that if House passes the bill or the set of bills that are pending before them, how soon will they become law? It's not going to happen very quickly, because first the House has to pass them. They'll be debated in the House, open floor. Then the Senate has to pass them. It's never going to be that easy. It's going to be a fairly lengthy process unless everybody comes together and decides on what the bills are going to look like. So passage of the law, even if it gets voted upon in the House in August, is not going to be immediate. It's probably going to take a few months. These were the issues I wanted to cover from my Twitter feeds. But go ahead, please, with your...
I'm definitely sure it's going to be of interest to our listeners as well, Rajivji, in case they do have queries, or even if they do not. I'm sure people listening in, tuned in, would be interested in the immigration reforms and the latest on that, of course. Rajivji, we've got certain questions here from our listeners. The first one says, last year, this is the same person who's been writing into us, Rajivji. He says, last year I went to Singapore for stamping. They sent my case back to USCIS for reconsideration, and after that I moved to Germany. Now USCIS reaffirmed my petition, so I went to Germany for stamping. Now when I went to Berlin, they told they want to do some verification, so they put my case in admin processing. I do not understand why embassy will do verification again after USCIS already did it. Should I send email to consulate stating that my application was reaffirmed by USCIS? This is the first question.
I do not know the mind of the consulate, so I have no idea why they are doing it. I can make a guess. My guess is they could be sending in a consular note or kind of like an email to the consulate in Singapore to make sure they have all the information they need on you before they decide the case. That is my guess. I do not know if that is the way it is. Really, if the case has been reaffirmed, there is little reason for the consulate to reinvestigate the case. What should you do? I think you can have your employer contact the consulate and try to figure out, if they can, what the delay is all about.
Okay. The second question our listener has is, how much time it may take. My employer was telling me it would have been much better if I would have gone to India for stamping. Does it really make a difference?
I don't agree. I don't think it would have made much difference unless there is one circumstance under which it might make a difference. If his degrees are, or her degrees are, all from India and they are not verifiable online, so then it might make a difference. But if you have American degrees or degrees from Singapore, I don't see how it can make a difference going to India.
Okay. So Rajivji, what would you suggest to him now? What should he do?
I would say have your employer contact your local congressman, see if they can send a letter out to the consulate and see if that can help you move.
Rajivji, we do have another query here from a listener. I'm sure our first listener there has his, found a solution, and I hope he gets he gets to go to United States as soon as he can. And the second question here from a listener, Rajivji, he says, my brother is in India and he is an artist. He hasn't mentioned what the brother does. He says, I wanted to get him over to the United States. Is there a way that an artist can get a green card, and is there a way that he can get it soon?
We have certain areas of our website where we have dealt with the ways an artist can come into the United States. If you go to immigration.com, you should be able to see a special area devoted to artists. But let me present it in a simple way. You have to divide this issue by temporary visit and green card. If you are talking about green card, an artist will not be able to get a green card easily unless they are truly an extraordinarily accomplished artist, nationally, internationally famous, or if they are bringing some unique cultural perspective to the American culture, the
Right.
green card will be difficult. For the temporary visit, there are normal options are tourist visa, P as in Peter, P kind of visas, depends upon the kind of artist you are, O visas. So it all depends upon what the person's resume is. If they are a culturally unique artist, there are certain different options. If they are nationally famous, there are different options. So I have to know a little bit more about them.
So here, Aditi, supposing a person is an artist, not nationally famous, not internationally famous, then would it take longer? How would it
They,
be then?
they cannot get a green card through any special category, but there are, for example, if somebody is a Kuchipudi dancer or a Bharatnatyam dancer, that's a culturally unique, or a Bhangra dancer, that's a culturally unique expression. And you have certain visas that are reserved for people like that. Okay.
Okay,
P3
okay.
visas that are for culturally unique performances, but these are not visas that you can rely upon for an indefinite period of time. They are limited to the time that you are either teaching, lecturing, or performing in the United States. You can be, I think, 1 to 2 years is not difficult, but after that it becomes complicated. So artists have options only if they have attained a level of national, hopefully international, otherwise at least sustained national recognition.
All right, okay. Okay, so anyway, Rajuji, we'll wait for our listeners to send in more details about his brother so that we can, take it up again here on our show, Chat and Chai.
Most certainly.
Yeah. So, Rajuji, thank you so much for all your time today. It was great speaking with you and great that you could share so much with our listeners today. Thank you so much for being a part of our show.
Always a pleasure and delight, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajuji. Bye bye. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye. Every other Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we host free community conference calls. Everybody is welcome to join. Some people post questions ahead of time. You can take membership in our forums. All of the details are there on our website, immigration.com. You can take membership ahead of time, and it's instantaneous. It happens right away. And post your questions beforehand, or you can just log in. The phone number and all are provided: 202 800 8394, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time every other Thursday. We have free apps for both Apple iOS platform for your iPhones and iPads, as well as for Android. Just look for immigration.com, the period dot, and the application should show up.